Welcome back, everyone, to ATX VGC. We are here for the 5th set of the night. We're going to have our very own Roller Coaster, and actually, oh, he just took his headset off, but if you could mute if you can still hear us, Roller Coaster, because we've got your audio coming through. Well, let me just go ahead and give him a quick text. In the meantime, you want to go ahead and start to talk about these teams here, Chase?
It's all good. I muted him, but we have Roller Coaster using a Colossal team with Urshifu, Colossal, Dragapult, Rillaboom, Celesteela, and Dusclops. Kind of a mix of Series 7 and Santi's Players Cup winning team. And then we have DJ Prime with the Cantonian Marowak, Whimsicott, Mandibuzz, Frostlass, Metagross, and Tapu Fini.
Oh, the Mandibuzz might be a mistake. That might have been from his last team. Let me double check the team. Oh, there is a Mandibuzz. Okay, good. I thought I just copied that incorrectly from last time around. And if I did, he changed his team, so thank you. Yeah, so super excited here. First set number 5, got Roller Coaster versus DJ Prime. I'm excited about this matchup. Roller Coaster testing something quite new out. I know he hasn't used Colossal traditionally in the past. That's been more of a Chase Tiki strategy here.
Yeah, I definitely loved Colossal in Series 5.
Yeah, and then also, yeah, Series 5 again for Players Cup qualifier, where you went, what, like 16-1 to qualify in like a single day?
Something like that. I definitely did not even want to play that tournament, but Colossal carried me through.
Yeah, for sure. So here we go. We're going to have DJ Prime versus Roller Coaster.
So I'm really interested to see what this Mandibuzz does. I hope we get to see it.
Yeah.
I really don't know what it does in this type of format.
Did you weren't here, I believe that was the friendly where you weren't here, where Mandibuzz was used last. I think it was Weakness Policy, Weak Armor, Self-Proc, with some kind of an Ice Shard, I believe. Yeah, Ice Shard from that Frostlass, where the Weakness Policy damage and the speed boost from the Weak Armor, just dealing out a ton of damage, obviously leaving it very frail.
Mm-hmm. And we have Roller Coaster going with the very traditional play of switch out your Colossal, turn 1, and a Will-O-Wisp threat to it. This pretty much works every single time just because of how threatening Dynamax and Surf is from the Colossal. And it forces, like, really just the biggest 50-50 of the game turn 1 that even if the Colossal player gets wrong, you don't even outright lose.
Yeah, for sure. It is a... one of the reasons why that Santi team was so devastating is the ability to kind of pivot around. It looks like it has such a well-defined turn 1, but in reality, you really have a ton of different options. And we see the Metagross go ahead and go for that Max Quake into the switching in Celesteela, while also receiving a burn for its trouble.
Yeah, and now this is pretty much a free substitute or a free Leech Seed of Roller Coaster's choice, along with setting up a screen. I mean, at this point, you lost an entire turn to your max and it got burnt at the same time, so there's really not that much you can do.
Yeah, incredibly damaging here. Whimsicott deciding, let's just go and get some damage off a little Dazzling Gleam here. And we'll also follow it up with this max Hailstorm to guarantee that KO onto the Dragapult. Not going to be in a position where it can self-proc the Weakness Policy / Steam Engine on the Colossal later, but obviously Roller Coaster has a couple different ways of doing that.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, now you have your Metagross Leech Seeded and burnt. And I think, honestly, this Celesteela's Heavy Slam might just take out the Whimsicott, giving it a free Beast Boost. And if the Celesteela does choose to Dynamax at any point in time with the Steel Spike, you get both the special defense and defense Beast Boost with the Max Steel Spike KO.
Yeah, as we've already seen tonight, there have been a lot of Celesteelas running around, and it's been a win condition for several players. Kind of coming back and fighting your way from being down. Celesteela has proved itself with these bulkier sets to be in a position to kind of 1v3 a team.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, like, Colossal could just Dynamax if it so chooses, because it's not really going to be taking that much damage from a burnt Max Quake, and you can just get the Volcalith up early.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, because that Metagross is now faster, you also have that advantage of you'll get the Weakness Policy proc before you attack. And again, yeah, burnt Max Quake It's going to be doing damage, but it's not going to be anywhere in the range of auto KO onto it like it would undynamaxed or without it being burned.
Yeah, no, definitely the burn helps a lot, and it probably puts it towards doing like 60% instead of 120%. But even at this point, like apart from even going for that max quake, the combination of leech seed plus substitute plus coals, the Celesteela kind of can just sit there for the rest of the game.
Yeah, being so well supported by the Gmax Volcalith, doing, you know, functionally 1/6 damage to each non-rock type Pokemon on the side of the field. So we see the switch in here is going to be this Frostlass.
I think that Frostlass just switched into a Volcalith.
I think it did. It's not going to be very happy about that one.
Yeah. Potentially a Quake could come out here, even a critical hit. I don't think KO's Colossal at this point. Metagross is strong, but being burnt is really going to hurt it here. And if that's the case, we've already seen 3 Pokemon on the field, and with the Frostlass going down this turn, I don't think there's a way really for either of the 2 Pokemon we've seen to hit the Celesteela at all.
Yeah, Celesteela, Ice Punch likely going to be the most amount of damage that can come out from this Metagross. But again, from a burned, non-maxed Metagross, you know, Rollercoaster really did a good job of mitigating as much damage as possible, saying, if you want to go for the Hailstorm here as your best chance to KO my Celesteela, I'm going to go for Protect on the last turn and deny that. And otherwise, you have to proc my Weakness Policy, which will guarantee a KO into whatever switches in.
Yeah. And I mean, I would assume it's Tapu Fini in the back. Not 100% sure. It could potentially be Marowak, could potentially be Mandibuzz, but I mean, let's just look at how much damage this Dynamax Metagross takes at the end of the turn. Hail damage, burn damage, leech seed damage, coals damage.
Yeah, it is really on a timer here. Not going to be able to live for a whole lot more turns. So there we see, first off, the Volcalith, I believe.
Yeah. I think we already saw Hail and then Volcalith.
And then now the Leech Seed.
And I potentially already saw Burn as well.
Nope, there's the Burn.
Yeah, that was like 25% damage of just passive damage on that Metagross.
Yeah, really this team being able to deal such passive damage and be bulky and pivot around is so threatening.
Yeah. And now something like a Protect and or a Max Guard and a Heavy Slam into this Whimsicott, kind of. I mean, you definitely Heavy Slam the Whimsicott. You can Max Flare even, you could Max Guard. I think either are particularly good plays. It depends on whether or not it's Stomping Tantrum versus what's the other move against Earthquake, depending on how much damage it can do.
Yep, we see the taunt come out here from that Whimsicott, trying to shut down any further setup from this Celesteela. Unfortunately, on this turn, actually Stomping Tantrum isn't even enough to pick up the KO onto this Gmax Colossal, and looks like Rollercoaster should be going ahead and taking a double KO on this turn, as that Heavy Slam is enough to go ahead and take out that Whimsicott. We saw the Focus Sash, interestingly enough, on the Frostlass, so this Whimsicott does not actually have Focus Sash, potentially revealing something like a Trick Eject button that Rollercoaster might have to look out for in future games.
I would guess it's not Eject button, otherwise you had the very free Max Hailstorm into the Dragapult and eject switcheroo into the Colossal, because if the Dragapult goes for Surf, it just ejects out the Colossal, which that has happened to me too many times, where I eject myself out after like Aqua Jetting myself or something like that.
Yeah, and you know what, we missed saying it, but Adam Santakas reminding us in the chat. Do you want to say it, Chase?
You got it.
Alright, so we got another Beast Boost. I don't say that nearly as well as Rollercoaster does. So here, this Mandibuzz now in a pretty precarious position against a Colossal, as well as the Celesteela. The Celesteela now is locked into Heavy Slam, not able to go for any moves while taunted, but through Protect, I'm curious how much a Weakness Policy boosted Colossal is going to be doing. Oh my god.
The answer is 55%.
Oh gosh. So we do see the item proc. The Weakness Policy has now procced. Unfortunately for this Mandibuzz, it is going to be taking this damage alongside the Coles, and it's really down to it can't take any kind of double KOs at any point. It's going down to any additional move. We did not see the weak armor proc, notably because Dynamax moves are not considered contact moves, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is correct.
Or physical, yeah. So that's also a reason why Urshifu, while Dynamaxed, can only hit through Max Guard with Wicked or Gmax One Blow or Gmax Rapid Flow.
Wait, is that true? I thought all of its moves could.
So only contact moves for Urshifu hit through Protect.
Yeah, wait, but I thought so only its like special move hits through Max Guard? Okay.
Yeah, only its special move will hit through Max Guard. So yeah, we see here the combination of Heat Wave and all that chip damage, just enough to go ahead and take out the Mandibuzz.
Yeah, and I think DJ Prime has to find a little bit better of a strategy, or like a more consistent strategy to cover both the Colossal switching out and the Colossal staying in. I know it's a very difficult task because I had to play against Colossal last weekend or so, and there is legitimately no strategy unless your team is super prepared for it that covers both the switch out and the first turn Dynamax.
Yeah, it's a very specific set of circumstances where unless you prepped for it, the Colossal team, you know, this is functionally Santi's team with some adjustments, right? You've still got a Rillaboom, you've still got a Dragapult, you've still got Urshifu, and you still have that Colossal. Now swapping in the Dusclops and the Celesteela, whereas before, what were the last two before?
Incineroar and Togekiss.
Yeah, that's right, Incineroar and Togekiss. So redirection in the form of Togekiss and Intimidate support with Incineroar. But really, this combination with that Celesteela getting to be so bulky and so difficult to deal with, I like this adaptation for Series 7.
Yeah, and I personally, the Colossal team that I have been seeing that's consistently in the high ladder on Showdown is the same first four of the Colossal, Dragapult, Rillaboom, and Urshifu. But in the last two slots, there's like Incineroar and Moltres have been a common set. And that's been something there's been a player that's, I believe, number 3 on the Showdown ladder right now with that set. It seems pretty solid. Colossal in general just seems incredibly solid, and it won Players Cup 1, so it's already proved how good it is.
Yeah, the class of Gmax moves, Colossal, Charizard, Venusaur have combined for several big tournament wins. We saw the very first, U.S. regional being won by that Gigantamax Charizard from Aaron Traylor. But yeah, just being able to continue to do that passive damage, when you combine that with Leech Seed, and if you happen to get a burn from a Will-O-Wisp, it just continues to chunk down, especially when you add in the potential for, additional damage from weather, too.
Yeah, no, honestly, like, I believe every single regional that was played this year, other than Collinsville, was won by a broken Gmax move. They were all won by either, I believe Malmo was won by Hatterene, yes. Gmax Hatterene, and even like the big online tournaments, like Lapras won one of them.
Yeah, Champions Cup, right?
Yes.
That was where Fevzi won the Wolf and A-Drive tournament.
Yeah, pretty much. Getting back to this game very quickly, yeah. I think we might see Ally Switch Frostlass right here.
Yeah, interesting play for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the move, and it would be a very tough situation if Rollercoaster is going for a flare into this Metagross, or a Rockfall, or a Volcalith into this Frostlass, not realizing an Ally Switch is a possibility.
Yeah, so we do see the Dynamax here on turn number 1 from this Metagross coming right out. Obviously faster than Colossal before any kind of steam engine boost, so not surprising to see that Dynamax. And we'll see here if Rollercoaster, who decided not to switch out, will also decide, yep, he does opt to go for the Dynamax with this Colossal again in game number 2.
Yeah, choosing the Heavy Ball for Colossal, I think that's probably one of the better ones. If you can't get like one of the super cool, super rare ones like the Sport Ball or the Safari Ball, since nothing really matches with it.
Yeah, we don't necessarily have like a black and red Pokeball.
Yep, there we go.
Here comes the Ally Switch, yeah. So let's see how much this throws off Rollercoaster's plans. As Urshifu goes for the Aqua Jet here into Colossal, doing just about 30% damage to his own Colossal. Unburn, this Metagross should go ahead and KO with the Max Quake.
Yeah. Fun fact, Urshifu Aqua Jet into non-Dynamax Colossal on a critical hit is... Oh, and he called the ally switch.
Called it correctly. Getting a Max Flare there into the opposing Metagross, and I don't know if I saw that. Did it just... Yep, it just picked up that one-hit KO.
Well... You know what? Rollercoaster is braver than I am. I would have protected turn 1 and switched out or something along those lines. But going just for the turn 1 ally switch call out. And I don't know what else there's to do from here.
Yeah, from here you're obviously in an incredibly strong position. Volcalith will go ahead and take out that Frostlass, and then he's free to pivot around and pressure the Cantonian Marowak however he pleases. At the end of the day, this Colossal's kind of done its job.
Oh, and there we go. That was a pretty quick game too, I will say. I think once that Metagross went down, there really wasn't a way through it, and that was that.
Yeah, bold call there on the ally switch and getting rewarded for it. Trying to go ahead and have Rollercoaster's own version of ban ally switches. I'm just gonna call it.
Yeah, you don't need a ban ally switch when you can just predict it every single time.
Yeah. So really well played.